Welcome back, everyone. Today is September 8th and I have 9 sales to ship out from Saturday and today. I ship Saturday morning what sold on Friday, so then Saturday and then into Sunday. I always ship out on Monday morning. So I have a sale on every platform I sell on, which is Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. And I have some totals for you guys. So for those 9 items, my total sales price, and that does include what is paid to me for shipping from the buyer on eBay, is $309.25, 75 cents. Can't read my own handwriting. So like I mentioned, that does include shipping what is paid to me. Now that is before any platform fees, that is before any shipping costs that I have, and that is before cost of goods. So that is purely what they sold for. So my average sales price per item on those 9 items makes that $34.42 per item. In gross or net profit. I've heard some people call it gross, I've heard some people call it net, but this number is after any platform fees, after my cost of goods, and after any shipping that I paid. That total for those 9 items is $204.13, which makes my average profit per item $22.68. So not a bad weekend at all. And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. It'll be somewhat of a shorter ship with me than my normal ones, but have a couple of fun things to show you, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, I just want to show off my really cute poly mailers. These are actually from last year, so I don't know if they have them still available, but it is from Shipping Hip, which I will leave a link to their website down below. I think I mentioned in my last video, Ginger Marvin has a discount code usually in the description of their videos. That'll get you 15% off from there. I hope one day my channel is big enough that I can get a discount code as well, but I love purchasing from them. They have the cutest designs, and I'm using up these from last year before I dig into the ones for this fall that I purchased this year. So first we're gonna do the one sale that sold on Mercari. So that is this pair of pants. It's coming off a little bit more gray in like on the camera, but it is a little bit more green in person. So this is the Athleta Textured Brooklyn Jogger Pants. I did recently pick these up, and you'll see here in a second how long it took, but they sold on Mercari for $34. So Mercari has no selling fees, so I get that full $34, which is amazing. My cost of goods was $6.99. I found it at a Goodwill. I believe I found it in Houston. My profit was $27.01, and it sold in 18 days. I did want to mention I get these really cute thank you stickers from Amazon. I will link that down below in case you're interested. I'll show you a couple of different ones. They come in like I think 4 different colors, and they're like alternating on the roll. And I've used them several times and I love them. And sometimes I try to coordinate the colors with what sold. That just makes my heart happy. I'm sure you can find some cheaper ones, but I believe this was relatively inexpensive. I'll just show you the roll here. They all just say thank you. So, okay. Next item is actually going to a small town in my state where I actually have family that live in the surrounding area. So that's always fun. So this is a Nuba Tags Barefoot Dreams pullover top sweater. I did pick this up in Houston, so I'm gonna go ahead and link that video here for where I did the haul from the stuff from Houston. And that way you guys can go back and check that out because there was some really good stuff in there. So this sold on eBay for $39.60. Like I mentioned, that does include what the buyer paid for shipping, which wasn't a ton since it's in the same state. So my cost of goods was only $3.99 at this random one-off thrift store. It was huge though. It was called the Red, White, and Blue thrift store, I believe. Like I said, I'll mention it in that video. But they were doing 75% off a certain color of tag, and this happened to be that. So I only paid $3.99 because I wouldn't have paid the price before the 75% off. So my profit was $25.10, and it only took 7 days to sell. So I'm definitely seeing some more fall items sell, which is exciting. It is cooling down a little bit here in Oklahoma. It's still in the 80s usually in the afternoon, but we're not in the 90s anymore or hundreds, which is amazing. So Next is this really fun tie-dye gray and white print top. This is the Lululemon tie-dye all yours short sleeve shirt. When I hauled this, I don't even remember what haul it was, but I mentioned that I thought that it was tie-dyed after purchasing it from Lululemon, but it's actually not. It is a Lululemon tie-dyed item, which is great. This sold for $36.15 on eBay. My cost of goods was only $2. My husband Chris actually found it while we were in Utah, so I guess that would have been the haul that was from Utah, but at a like thrift store chain that they have there, and they actually had a couple locations in Houston as well, but it's called Deseret Industries. So only paid $2. My profit was $24.40, and it took 15 days to sell. So a really quick flip. This shirt did not have a size tag or a size dot. And as long as the price is right and it's in good condition, I will pick up Lululemon items without a size because I can just measure and then put in a picture of Lululemon's own size chart and compare and see what it would equate to. So I always do that whenever I don't have the size dot or tag from Lululemon. So next items are all going to be on Poshmark. So we have 4 clothing items and then 2 pairs of shoes, which is really fun. So this first one on Poshmark, it's a really fun plaid print, definitely giving Christmas and winter vibes. You can see here it's by the brand Draper James. This is a size 2, so a little bit smaller, but it sold for $34 on Poshmark. My cost of goods was only $2.65 at a garage sale. And this is actually, I think I mentioned it before, but my neighborhood is like one of like 8 to 9 different neighborhoods, like smaller sections in like a 2-mile radius. And it's all one neighborhood with little individual neighborhoods, if that makes sense. But we always have 2 garage sales a year, one in June and one in October. So I'm really excited about the one coming up here in a couple weeks. But there is one house that they usually have one once a year, and she purges like all of her clothes. She always has a ton of Draper James. She has a ton of shoes. And so I picked this up in June when we had our garage sale. So my cost of goods that day averaging out was only $2.65 per item. So my profit on this was $24.55. It did take 94 days to sell, but my goal is always to sell items within 90 days. Obviously, if they sell faster than that, that's even better, but that is the ultimate goal for me. So it was just right outside that, and I was pretty happy with it. I also, again, kind of had the idea that this print was probably going to sell closer to fall and winter, just because when you think of red plaid, you think of Christmas for sure. Okay, so this is a fun sale. So it is a green and black, like kind of floral camo print item. This is the Lululemon Rise and Shine 2 jacket, and this is actually somewhat of a more sought after print. So this ended up selling for $57. The buyer and I kind of went back and forth a little bit, but I'd had this for a little bit, so I went ahead and let it go for $57. Comps were between like 50 and 80. So my cost of goods was only $7.99 at a local Salvation Army. So my profit was $37.61. However, it did take 196 days to sell. But still happy with that profit. Lululemon is still doing really well for me. I definitely prefer like the more substantial pieces. And I do love selling men's Lululemon. That sells really fast for me, so we're happy with that. All right, this next item is the Everlane, but it's their uniform line. So it's Everlane uniform, which is not actually meant for uniforms, I don't think. I think it's just their line, or what they call their line. So this only sold for 16 bucks. It's a basic t-shirt, but my cost of goods was $3.99 at a Goodwill. My husband actually found this for me. So my profit was $8.81. It did take 182 days to sell, so a little bit longer, but I did actually have quite a bit of interest in this. Just no one ever bit the bullet. I think I sent 30% off offers a couple days ago. And so it sent on an offer of $17, and today this person countered at $16, and I was happy to take that. So one less item in my house. All right, this next one is also an exciting find. I do have a short video where I showed, I think, everything I purchased this day. It was a half off Salvation Army haul. So I will link that short somewhere up here. But this is the brand Xarena, I think is how it's pronounced. This was a brand on my BOLA list and I was very excited to find it. I didn't notice it when I filmed that short, and I didn't notice it until after when I was getting ready to list it. But on the sleeves, they're kind of like rolled up and then like tacked. And one was tacked like that, and one, the tack had been, you know, torn, and it wasn't like there's no hole, but the tack was just gone, the piece of stitching. So I did note that, and you know what? It still sold for $33. My cost of goods was, what was my cost of goods? I wrote down something weird here. I think it was $3.99. Yeah, $3.99 at the Salvation Army half off sale. Actually, maybe double check my cost of goods. I don't know what I wrote down. So again, go look at that short. But my profit was $23.41, and it only took 2 days to sell, which is amazing. I think I sent, I had it listed for 40. I sent offers of 34, and someone countered me at 33. So that was some good negotiating. That one and the previous one with just $1 less than my last offer. Okay, so now we have 2 pairs of shoes. I'm going to show you what they are, and then I will get them packaged up off camera. There's a lot of tape involved with those, so just like to do that where it's not like, you know, making anyone deaf. So these are an adorable pair of shoes. They are fluffy and feathery. I got these from a consignment client of mine, my husband's aunt. We were chit-chatting, gosh, probably in February about my resale business, and she asked if she could tell her friends about what I do and if I take consignment clients. And I had previously only really done consignment with like friends and family, but I was up for the challenge, and this particular consignment client has given me things, I think 4 or 5 times, and I think I've gotten hundreds of items from her at this point. We've both made a lot of money. So what I do with the consignment clients is they will get 40% of my profit or whatever I make after the platform fees. So they're very happy with it. I tell them that up front, and yeah, they're good with it. So these are a pair of heels, and they're by the brand Antonio Milani, but they're a collab with Nicola Bathy, or I guess maybe it's Nicola Bathy, and then it's a collab with Antonio Milani. So there's that. But these were in excellent condition. As you can see, have a really cute little faux pearl detail here. So these sold for $35. My cost of goods is that 40% commission that I give back to the client, so $11.20. My profit was then $16.80, and these only took 27 days to sell. She had previously given me a pair of shoes very similar looking to this. I'll see if I can post a picture here. They were actually Tory Burch, and they sold for, I want to say like $200, something like that. I'll put what it sold for as well, but it was a very similar style with this fur and fuzz on the heel. Very cute style. I could never pull it off because I cannot personally wear heels, but I think they're an adorable pair of heels. So all right, this next item and our last item is a pair of Sorels. So these are a pair of kid Sorels. They're just insulated and lined Sorel boots. They are a size 7, and they are a youth size 7. So are they? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. Yes. Yeah, size 7 youth. So these sold for $25. My cost of goods was $3.56 at a grad sale, and so my profit was $16.44, and they sold in 54 days. So not too bad. Again, definitely seeing more of that winter and fall items selling. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing what has sold recently the last couple days for me, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.